Yes, sir, we're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Marvel Legends SDCC 2017 exclusive, the Mighty Thor box set Malekith figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about.
Looking at Malekith, the Accursed, who is a dark elf from the Thor lore. He's another antagonist of Thor. I think this is one that a lot of people have been anticipating, especially coming off of the heels of this these last couple of Thor arcs where he was, I guess, the main antagonist. Somebody in the comments let me know that he was the person that took Thor's arm in one of those arcs. So I looked up some of the stuff and looked up some of the images and what have you. Doesn't seem like he's been around as long as some of the other classic Thor villains. I'm looking and it seems his first appearance was in the 80s, 1984 to be exact. But it looks like this costume for him is one that he's pretty much had since the beginning, and I guess you can categorize it as his classic look. I really do like this figure a lot. I like the mold that they picked. I like the head sculpt. I don't really have too many gripes with this figure at all. I think he came out very nice. And just taking a closer look at the deco real quick. His abilities include that of superhuman strength, speed, agility, reflexes. He can wield dark fairy magic, and I guess he's a pretty formidable foe for Thor. But like I said, this is a classic look for the costume, including this whole entire belt and the pouches, and everything here looks very good. They included the little buttons and painted the buttons on the pouches. All of the paint work is very well done. I can see just a few little minor paint imperfections here on his skirt. You can see some red paint here in the black, and that's pretty much it. I haven't really found too many issues with this guy. Maybe I could see one little splotch here on his hand as well, but this looks like it's the Grim Reaper Captain America Namor body mold, which I think is a good buck for this guy. I think they chose the right buck, but you can see he's got the blue skin, and the emblem here is painted pretty good. Actually, I do see one more little minor imperfection here. It looks like the paint is broken there on this little star or whatever it is, but everything looks good. This is a separate piece, this particular belt. It looks like this belt, does it move? No, it doesn't. But yeah, let's take a closer look at his face. This head sculpt is very nice. This is brand new head sculpt as far as I can tell. I don't think they've ever used anything even similar to this. You can see his sort of elven ear on the right side, our left. His other ear is covered by his hair, but the hair looks very good. It's flowing. He's got the long white hair. The smile looks really great. You don't have to worry about any pupils being off-centered or anything because it's just white. And his eyes, the detail on the face is really nicely done. You can see he's got the sort of two-face thing going there. The blue on the left side of his face is a little darker than that of the paint on the complexion on the right side. And everything here looks very good, man. I do like this figure a lot. Taking a look at his articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so you can see that it does come off. And this is actually a separate piece as well, so I'm wondering what they may use that for. I'm looking at his costume, and it kind of reminds me of Jack of Hearts a little bit, just a sort of like jestery look of it, or what have you, King's Court kind of look. But thinking that they never did that figure, that might be something that they'll do in a Avengers line at some point. But like I mentioned, this is the Grim Reaper body mold, so the head can move left and right. It's hindered just a little bit by the hair, but you can get them to actually look down quite a bit. Not going to look up too far because it's going to be hindered by the hair in the back, but as you saw, the articulation is there. The head will pivot a little bit, turn left to right. It could do a full 360 if I wanted it to. This upper shoulder apparatus here, like I said, it's a separate parts, and it's very soft, so it's not going to really hinder the articulation too much. But if you remember, this mold, it doesn't get the greatest range as far as the shoulders going up anyway, but you do get a double jointed elbow, a swivel, and a hinge on the wrist. Pretty decent ab crunch going forward. You'll get a couple clicks going back. He will turn at the waist. Underneath here, there is a T-joint, so the legs will come up pretty far. Splits will look like that. You do get an upper thigh swivel. You get a double jointed knee. You get rotation at the upper boot. You get a hinge and a swivel on the foot. So great articulation for this guy. You know, him and Thor were pretty much going at it in the book. So to get him to posed up and some nice dynamic poses should be cool. Few quick size comparisons. You can see him next to Enchantress, and you can see him next to the Odin Sutton Unworthy Thor on the right. And I think the scale between the two of those looks pretty good. Looks about accurate to how they had them sized up in the books according to whatever artist is drawing them. But I think that's pretty close. Again, I've been saying this. I think that the Thors of the past would be way too big stacked up against this guy. And there he is next to Jane Foster Thor and the Odin Build-A-Figure Wave Thor. And I just really hate this mold for Thor. It is so terrible, man. It's so hard to pose this figure. It's just a awkwardly made figure, but yeah. And there he is next to the old Toy Biz Beta Ray Bill, which I would love for us to get an updated version on one of these newer bucks that they're messing around with. I can see that happening at some point. And then the old man Thor here on the right, and I hate this buck as well. I hated these Build-A-Figures, the King Thor and Odin Build-A-Figures. It was just such a stupid decision to use that buck. I do believe that they used the lower legs from these figures for that new Ares that's coming out in the Ragnarok wave. But anyway, moving right along. Malekith came out very nice. I really like this figure. You know what it is? I think I really like this particular buck. I love that Captain America figure on this buck. The Grim Reaper is a really used figure that doesn't get a lot of play in displays and stuff, but it's a really nice figure because this buck is just a great medium-sized male body. Like I said, I think it suits this character well. I'm a little concerned that this is probably going to be one of the figures in this set that will not show up again at retail. This may be the only way to get this particular character. I feel like he's so obscure that you won't see him individually packed at retail. But this is definitely one I would recommend. I think it's essential to Thor lore, and you know, this is a good pickup here. So thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.
That's crispy.